One of the most popular requests I've been getting lately is around email attachments, right? We want to build some type of workflow to take those email attachments and do things. So today what I thought we'd do in this video is build a Power Automate cloud flow that says, hey, every time I get an email with an attachment, grab the attachment, analyze the attachment, right? So figure out whether it's a contract or a resume or some other type of document. And then based on the type of document it is, sort it into the right location. Maybe we'll add some descriptions and we'll even do a little bit of notifications in Teams just to kind of show you the whole life cycle of a true document routing workflow. If that sounds like fun, then let's switch over to my desktop and take a look. Let's start by just looking at the flow of what we're going to approximately build. But the idea here is when I get a new email, you can see over here that I'm basically only doing it from Chewy, right? So I can test. I don't want to do this for all my emails, just the ones getting it from Chewy. And keep in mind, we can also, when a new email arrives, it could be to my inbox or it could be to a shared inbox. We have some different options there. But basically, I'm saying, hey, include the attachment. So if there's an attachment, include it, but only fire if there is attachment. So if Chewy just sends me a regular email, it's not going to get processed through this because it wouldn't make any sense. So then we use the action here to get the actual attachment, right? Get the bytes. You'll notice it puts it inside of a loop, and that's because you could have multiple attachments. We got to handle each one independently. Then we're going to run an AI prompt, and this is where we'll have a little bit of fun. And I'm actually going to teach you something new that I just learned about AI prompts today that fixes a lot of the problems I've been having with them lately. So I'm kind of excited to share that. I'll probably even make a second video later this week that's just about that feature, but you'll get a little preview. And then down here, we do a bunch of switch statements. And these different switch statements are going to give us the ability to, basically if it's a resume, we're going to go upload that to the resume folder in SharePoint. We're going to add the description of the resume, and then we're going to send a message in Teams and say, hey, there's a new resume. Here's a description. Here's a link. Right here, this is contracts. So we're just going to create the file and update there. And then this is for the catch-all, all the other types of attachments. And remember, the whole idea of this is I'm trying to get you the different pieces and thoughts. So if you say, hey, I want to be able to notify people about contracts too, right, then you just redo what's over here, right? You get that, I think, okay? So let's build this thing out. And to do that, let's get started over here. We'll go back to the back to flow, whatever that thing's called. Then I'm going to wait on the load. I'm just going to click on new flow. And then we're going to say, right, any of these. You could choose automated because technically what this is, but I'm just going to say skip because when I skip, I can choose my trigger myself. So remember, all flows must have one and only one trigger. And so for this one, we're going to search for Outlook, and then we'll say see more. And so it could be on whenever a new email arrives, right? So this one would be tied to my Shane at Power Apps 911 mailbox, or this one is when a new email arrives in a shared mailbox. So if I had a shared mailbox that I was helping manage, I could attach this to that. I did not mean to click on that, so let's just delete that real quick. Say okay. All right, so let's try skin, add a trigger, right? We just want it tied to my regular one, and so Outlook. And there's when a new email arrives. And notice it's back over here on the left. Like this morning when I was practicing, it was in the middle. Now it's on the left again. It'll probably be back in the middle tomorrow. So whatever, the steps are the same, whether the UI is doing whatever it wants to do. All right. So then here, of course, we need to include the attachments. So make sure you do a yes there. And then we're going to say only with attachments, yes. And then here under show all, we're going to say, hey, when it's from good old Chewy. So there you go. And remember, I'm just putting this here so I can test the whole from Chewy. So you wouldn't have to tie it to a specific user, but use these appropriately so you can kind of get to the right answer for you, okay? So then now you need an action. And so the first action we're going to do is we're going to do a Outlook. And then under Office 360 Outlook, we're going to say see more. And somewhere in here is going to be our friend attachments. So get attachment V2. Now, when you get attachments from SharePoint, you have to kind of do it in multiple steps, but with Outlook, you just straight up get attachment. And then we go here to message ID, and we go ahead and choose right here, right? So the ID doesn't show up, no big deal. We'll type in ID. There's message ID because we want the attachments to the email that just came in. When we select that, we are good there. And then now when we do attachment ID, and we hit the little ellipse here, same type of thing. We're going to say see more. Or yeah, let's do attach. And then there's attachments, attachment ID. Now you see that attachments there, this is your clue what's about to happen. Remember, attachments could be 1, or it could be 0, it could be 1, it could be 15. Like you have to kind of account for that. And so the attachments in Outlook are a table of data. And so since they're a table of data, it's automatically going to put this in a loop as soon as I click this. So when I click here, pay attention, you're going to see that it wraps this in that for each loop. So it is basically now looping through the list of attachments, and it's going to do this step one time for each attachment. Okay, so that happens. That can be very confusing the first time, but this is the correct behavior. You want that because we need to analyze and route with each one. Hey, if you're watching this, you're thinking, I don't want to do all this. Like I want this solution, but I don't want to figure out how to wire all this stuff together. Well, no worries, right? Hit us up at www.powerapps911.com. We can build this for you. We can mentor you through it. We can architect it for you. We can give you a training class that teaches you. Whatever you need to help you get these type of problems solved for your business, we're there for you. All right, back to the video. So that looks good. So then now that we've got the attachment, now we need to go in and figure out how to, understand what's in there. And so we'll say add, and then I'm going to do run a prompt. Now under prompts, if we hit the drop down, here are all the prompts that I've used before, I've built before, or others have shared with me, or I can do a new custom prompt. Now we're going to do a new custom prompt. So we'll click on that. And sometimes you have to click that twice. So just a heads up there, if you click it the first time and it ignores you, that's kind of normal. So just click it a second time. I didn't have to do that today, which is also weird because it's done that every other time. Okay, we'll give it a better name and we'll say video attachment routing because I'm not very clever. Okay, so then now down here in the instructions, now we're going to have to kind of, tell AI what we want to do here. And so for this, I played with different ways and there's a bunch of little nuance here. But in this example, what I want it to be able to, just handle either PDFs really, right? It's going to be all PDF drive. Now, what about other file types? Hold your horses there. Right now, we're just going to stay with PDFs. So we're going to say something like review the file, and then we're going to do a /. And when you do a /, you now get a little picker. And we're going to say, I want you to review the file and then image your document. So this is how you're going to provide dynamic content into your AI prompt. And so we'll just go ahead and change the name here to email attachment. You don't have to do that, but I always do. And then we'll go ahead and choose a sample file. And we're just going to take the sample professional services contract. So we'll click on that. Now keep in mind, every time that you come back into this, you always have to re-upload the test file if you need that. So keep that in mind. Okay, but that's good for now. So review the file. And then we're going to do something like, and categorize it as a resume, contract, or other. So I'm saying, hey, read that file, use your best judgment, right? That's what AI is good for, and determine is that a resume, a contract, or some other type of file. Okay, and so then now that it has determined that, now what I want to do is I want to say, okay, you've got that. Let's generate a description of it. So we'll say, also generate a brief summary of the file. Then output JSON of the result, use one field called category, and another field called summary. Right? Because I don't want just a blob of text. I need structured data so we can make decisions around that data, right? We can use it as true dynamic content over in our Power Automate flow. So that's why I'm saying put it out as output JSON. Now, as you do that, though, you're like, oh, Shane, I don't know anything about JSON. Doesn't matter. I mean, you should know JSON, but it's okay, right? What we're going to do over here is we're going to say, hey, I want you to output JSON for me. And it will make you do a test when you do that, which is great. We want to do a test. Now, before we hit test, you could choose which model you want to do. Remember, the higher up here in the list you are, typically the less amount of credits it's going to use because you do pay for this stuff by your AI Builder or Copilot credits. So you want to kind of experiment and figure out which one of these does what you need to do. I'm just going to go ahead and say, you know what, I'm going to use standard GPT-5 chat. But once again, you find the one that answers the questions right for you. So let's test it out. We'll say test. And there you go. You can see category, contract, summary. The document is a professional services contract outlining blah, 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 blah. Who cares, right? We got our brief description. Okay. And that's what we're after. Now, when you do this, right, there's a few things to keep in mind. The hardest one here, I think, is that the attachments, when you do this file, whether you do the / or you click add content, didn't matter. When you choose image or document here, it natively only does PDF and then like your basic, JPEG, PNG, non-animated GIF, like those simple type of image files. And so every time I do this, everybody's always like, well, I want to do a Word document. So it can't do them this way. But literally just this morning, I invented a new way to do it. Now, but I haven't had enough time to test it, validate it all the way. But what I'm hoping for is a little bit later this week, there'll be a video out that shows you how to do that. I'll put a link to that up there as soon as it's available. Or of course, if you're just a good little subscriber, you'll get notified when I drop it anyway. But there is hopefully light at the end of that tunnel. But the way it sits today, it's only going to do the PDFs and those image files like we talked about. So there you go. And which is still super helpful. But, Word documents come up a lot. So that's why I've almost got that one solved. Okay. So now that this looks good, we're going to say save. Another common question I've been getting is when would I do this as a AI prompt inside of Power Automate Cloud Flows like we just did? Or would I go over to Copilot Studio and do it as an agent flow? Like, how do I know which one to do? And so up there, I made a video that will walk you through kind of comparing and contrasting the two to help you better make that decision. Okay, now it's saved. It's like, hey, well, you told me I'm getting an email attachment. So what would go here? And so then we can just click on the lightning bolt. And then from our get attachments, we want the content bytes, right? That's the blob. That's the actual file. And now that we've got the file, now what we want to do is make sure that we kind of get the right output. So typically what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here to data operations and then compose. And then right here, we're going to do dynamic content. And look, there is our category and our summary. So we're going to do category space dash space, and then we'll click this again and we'll do the summary. And this is that whole, like, I just want to validate that this is all working before I go much further. So we'll just go up here and give this a quick name real quick. Video attachment router sounds great. We'll hit save. And while it's saving, we'll just jump over here to Chewy's mailbox. And so Chewy, right, the green up at the top is how you know it's in Chewy. So there's me, right? We'll say, here's a file. And then right here, we will say insert, attach file. And then there is a sample professionals contract or professional services contract, that same one we used before, right? Let's make this as easy and as highly likely as successful as possible. Okay, now, but make sure it's done saving. It is done saving. And so then here we'll just go into test mode. So then that way we'll see it kind of happen in real time, right? So say manually test, we'll click test in the bottom. And then now we can switch over here. We can say send the email. And then if we get rid of Chewy, this will start to run. We'll give it just a second. Oh, and faster than I could unpause, it went boom. So there you go. And so really, we can see the steps run. All I'm really after is to go to compose. That's why we put this in here, just so we could see it says a contract, and then there is the description. Yay! So we know that it works. And, now we can start to kind of churn through our tests a little more if we wanted to, or, I've played with enough. I'm not gonna make you guys watch a bunch of tests. It works well. We'll do a different file type on our second run. So now what I want to do is, now that we know it's a contract, I want to route it. So what we're going to do is we're going to say edit. And we're going to make sure we stay inside the for each. We're going to click the plus here. And now what we want to do is we want to do a SharePoint create file. So there's the SharePoint create file action, right? Because we want to save this attachment. And so then what site do we want? We want good old fashioned Power Apps videos. What folder? We'll hit the folder structure here. I think shared documents down here. And then I want a child folder. So I'm going to go in a little further, shared documents. And then now if we look, we're going to have good old fake contracts, great folder. For the file name, we'll click in there. We'll hit the lightning bolt. And from when we got the attachment, there is the name of the attachment. That's the name of the file that Chewy gave us. And then the bytes of the file, same thing, lightning bolt. And then in here, we should have content bytes. That is the meat of the file. Now we have the description. I also want to save the description. So we can't create a file and update the metadata at the same time. Boo. So what we'll have to do here is click on the plus. And then for this one, we're going to do SharePoint update file. And then there's an update file properties right there. And so then here we'll click in once again. We're going to choose our same Power Apps video. We need to choose our same library, documents right there. And then the ID of the file is from when we created it. So we'll hit the lightning bolt, and from create file, there's the item ID. Perfect. And now if we say show all, there's all the different metadata columns, and we have one called description already. And so we'll do the lightning bolt here. And then from our run a prompt, we had the summary, which was our description. There you go. So then now if we say save, okay, it is saved. So then now we'll do a test, and then we'll do it automatic with the recently used trigger, right? We've already sent the email, no reason it's sending more. And now when we say test, it should go much faster because we don't have to wait on all the emails to fly across the internet and all those things, even though it's kind of across sideways, but you know what I mean. There you go. Like it just finished that fast. And now if we go look over in my SharePoint document library, we should have fake contracts. Sample contract a few seconds ago, and then I guess I should have already had the column here in the view. I didn't, so we'll say add a column, show or hide columns, and then we'll find a description is what that was called. Say apply, and then there it is. Yay! So we extracted the information, right? We routed based on the type of contract, and then we saved it to SharePoint, and then we put it in the description here. And then if you wanted that last little step, you could go in here. So now you want to tell someone that it's there. So then I would go back and edit, and then I would add another one here. And so we'll search for Teams, and then we'll say see more for Teams. And so somewhere in this hot mess is post a message in chat or channel. We're going to say post as Flowbot, so it'll come in as saying workflows. And then we're going to post to a channel, and then we're going to add a team in here. And we'll do my D for T demo. And then there's a channel called Chaos. And then in there, right now, we would just put in down here whatever we wanted, right? There is a new resume. Here's the link to the resume, all just using our dynamic content, right? We'll just say, there is a new contract. Go check it out. And then we could just do a little slash here and do the link. Then click insert dynamic content. And then if we search in here for a link, there is the link to the item that we just updated. And so then now they would have the URL in there. Now, there's a lot of little nuance here that you could do. So you could go through, you could actually switch this to HTML mode and turn that into a hyperlink so they could click on it. You could use the action for at messaging someone or the whole team, right? There's a lot more there, right? We're not trying to get lost in the weeds, but there's a lot there you could do to update the notification process. The other thing that you might consider is, well, okay, this all works for contracts, Shane, but you also said resumes. So I would go back up to here now, and under control, I would choose a switch. So a switch is just a fancy way to do ifs. So instead of having a bunch of different ifs for the scenarios, we'd say do a switch, and then we would say, okay, switch on what value. We'd hit the little thing, and we'd say the category. And then now that we're doing that, we'd go into here, we'd say plus, and then we'd say, all right, if category equals, what was that? That was contract, like that. So then now that case is there. So I can just grab this, drop that in there, and drop this in here. So then that way, this now would only run if they were a contract. We get to say add another case. And for this one, we would want to do if it was a resume. Remember, that was another option. And now you could reconfigure it all. Ooh, a lot of work. What I do, go here, copy action, right click, paste an action. And then all we need to do in this case is change the folder from fake contracts to, scroll down here somewhere, shared documents. And then we're going to have a fake resumes. I know, I'm very thorough in my fake data. And then I would go here to defaults, right? This was that other category. Same thing. I would right click there, say paste an action. And for this one, it was going to be, I think it's called fake other, but I don't remember now. SharePoint documents. I could just saw it on the screen. You should know. I don't remember things. There you go, fake other. And then do the same thing for file properties, right? Because here what we want to do is we've got to tie it to the right ID. So we still need to do this whole copy action right here, paste an action. And then you would get rid of the ID because that's the ID of this one. We want the ID of create file one. So there's the ID of create file one. And then now we can go over here and click on this one, paste an action. And then once again, delete that, lightning bolt, create file two. And then of course, with the whole post in a chat, right? You could either put this into the different cases, or maybe just one update's correct for you. Maybe you want, instead of a Teams, you want to send an email. I don't care, right? Like mechanically, you've got all the tools now to do this type of data extract. That's what I cared about, right? Because this is a very popular situation that's been coming up a lot. So what do you got? Questions, comments, leave them below. Hopefully this helps you, because I know a lot of people have asked me recently, so it's helping them if nothing else. Also, if you're struggling in building this, remember, we can help you over here at powerapps911.com, right? We've got the training, we got mentoring, we got consulting, we can do the whole project. We can just fix this little piece for you because you're struggling with how to architect it. All of those are available. So with that, I'm going to say thanks and have a great day.